Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today. It's one of our favorites. We love chatting about all of the social media updates, and I think we can all agree January was a lot. A lot was happening. There's a lot of updates to go over today, so I'm very excited to hear everyone's thoughts on it. And as we welcome more people in, I have to know, are you excited for the Super Bowl? Who are you cheering for? I need to know. I don't really watch football. I only watch the Super Bowl mostly for the halftime show, but I might just say the Chiefs because I like Taylor Swift.
I don't even know who the Chiefs are playing, so I'm going to also have to go with the Chiefs from the Eagles. Okay, nice.
Jessica also went for the Chiefs, cheering for Taylor Swift. Yes.
Ooh, Lyle saying Eagles.
Oh, love it. We should make bets.
The Puppy Bowl. What is that? I don't think I've heard of that before.
That sounds more fun.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, yes. The food is the best part of the Super Bowl. All the snacks. Yeah, what's your favorite Super Bowl snack? That's the next question.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love when people do snacks that match the team's colors that are playing.
Yeah.
Love a color coordinated party. Yep.
Buffalo chicken dip, yes. I love queso. Anything queso is my favorite. It's on at halftime on Animal Planet. I did not know that. I'm going to check that out.
Seems more up my alley than the actual Super Bowl.
Same. Fried mozzarella sticks, chips and guac. Okay, now I'm getting so hungry and I just want all the Super Bowl snacks right now. Awesome. Well, keep sharing your favorite Super Bowl snacks and who you think is going to win. And we will go over a few housekeeping items. So in case you're not sure who we are, maybe this is your very first webinar with us. We are HeyOrca, and we're a social media scheduler for teams and agencies. And one of my favorite things is that our schedule actually allows unlimited users. So your whole team can be on there without any extra costs. And I think that's pretty cool because no one wants to pay for extra users. And we'll do a quick round of intros. So my name is Alyssa, and I'm a community strategist here at HeyOrca. So I work on our webinars, our newsletter, Facebook group, all that kind of stuff. And I'll pass it over to Jessie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jessie, the Director of Marketing at HeyOrca, and I'm based in Montreal. I'm not quite sure if I saw any Montrealers in the chat, but do let me know if you're from here as well. Yeah, super happy to be here because, as Alyssa said, this month was wild with updates. So I'm happy to summarize them for all of you.
Yes, I think actually this is the most updates we've had in like 6 months. It was crazy. Oh, we have someone from Montreal.
Yay, 2 people. Love it.
Love it. Thank you for joining us. All right. As you know, we love to do giveaways. So we have 2 different ways that you can win a $25 Amazon gift card. So the first way, very easy. We have a poll question here, and this is actually on our LinkedIn right now. The question is, are you exploring other video platforms with TikTok's uncertain future? Of course, we will go into this more later in the webinar, but we just want to know how everyone's feeling with that and if you're exploring other places. So head over to our poll, vote, and I will be randomly selecting someone tomorrow. And now the other way to win, you actually have until Tuesday for this one because it's a little bit more work, but let us know what you learned from this webinar on LinkedIn and tag us. So you could share your favorite update, maybe your least favorite one, and you just want to rant about it. We love that too. And a little hack is you could just screenshot the slide and there's your LinkedIn post. So easy. So you have until Tuesday for that one because I know it takes a little bit more time to write a LinkedIn post.
I also want to add that we tend to get around 3 to 10 LinkedIn posts. So you have really good chances of winning if you participate in number 2, especially.
That is very true. So, you might as well try. Why not?
Yeah. I would try if I didn't work here.
Me too. And I just want to shout out last week's winner. Shout out Elizabeth. I don't know if you're here right now or not, but thank you so much for sharing on LinkedIn, and we will see who our winner is next week. All right, so like we said, we have a lot to go over today, but it's going to be fun, and I can't wait to hear everyone's thoughts about it. So first, I'm actually going to go through 4 video trends I was seeing in January. Of course, there were way more trends than that. We could spend the whole hour, 45 minutes, going through these trends, but there's just so many. So I just chose my 4 favorites. We'll go through those, and then we will head into all of January's updates. So I grabbed 4 trends that I was seeing. I'm actually still seeing some of them now. So if you like these and you want to do them, definitely do it. It's not too late. So let me share the first one. And I want to shout out our social media manager, Jessica, because this is your video. I had to show it because I loved it so much. So here is the first trend.
Trophied up, I'm saying like bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. The type of shit I'm on, you wouldn't understand.
Love this one. And it's great because shout out Super Bowl. Kendrick is the performer. It all connects together. But we love this trend, and I love that it's only 6 seconds. We love that. That's the best part. The good thing about trends is that usually it's like less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is great. But yeah, this one's fun, and you can really relate it to whatever industry you work in or your clients work in. And I like this video because I think everyone here can relate to Jessica's video. So shout out, Jessica.
I've watched this video so many times. I think it's so good.
Same. And shout out Jessica for her editing. She's very good at editing. All right, here is the next one.
Okay. Are you kidding? That's unfair. She made those. I need to calm down. Everything's fine.
Amanda.
I'm an adult.
I love Alicia.
I know. I love her videos, and I love this trend because, again, it's very short. This one was 8 seconds, and you can apply it to anything. You could apply it to something in your personal life, to something in your industry. I loved hers because I feel like when I'm watching reality TV, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm getting very angry when I'm watching it, and then I remind myself, this is a show. You don't need to get angry. So yes, love this trend. And I saw someone's comment, me watching Real Housewives. That's exactly how I feel watching Real Housewives. Great trend though, and I keep seeing it still. So if you want to jump on it, definitely do that. Now, the next 2 are TikTok trends, but they consist of a photo. So I couldn't download it as a video, so I'm going to try to share my screen and play it. I apologize if the sound is off, but we're going to try and see how it goes. So here we go. Okay, this adorable cat.
Love him.
Here we go. I hope you heard that. That was the My Shayla trend. So let me know in the chat if you could hear it. But I love this one, and I love when people use it to show off their pets. Like their pet maybe did something bad, but they're just so cute. So this one's a good one.
I'm seeing that we didn't hear the sound, so let me recreate it.
Yeah.
It goes, oh, my Shayla, something like that. It's so cute. Maybe we can drop the link in the chat so that you can watch it separately.
I'll pop this in the chat, but Jessie did a great job about how it sounded. So you don't actually even need the link, but I'll send it. Oh, I keep doing the link and it keeps tagging. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, there we go. There's the link if you want to check it out. Now, the other one I will show, but use your imagination a little bit for the sound. So this one, if you are a 5 Seconds of Summer fan, you know the song, She Looks So Perfect. that's playing in the background. Just picture it in your mind. But the "You're so funny" trend is so good. And it's still going. Like, I still see it a lot. So definitely use it. And this one is really funny because I feel like I relate to this so much. And I did this as a child in school. So I love this example.
Same. And we're seeing so many throwback comments. I also feel like it's the biggest throwback, the song. I love it.
Yeah. I did love 5 Seconds of Summer, not gonna lie. And at the same time as One Direction, it was just like all the good boy bands. Awesome. So yes, if you want to use this one, definitely still use it. And again, this one can relate to pretty much anything you want. So very easy. And it's just a picture, which makes it even easier.
A picture you probably already have on your phone. That's the nice thing.
Exactly. You don't even have to take a new one. So it's the easiest one on here. All right. So I'm going to share the presentation again. So those were the 4 trends. If you want to know more, we do have a video trends blog and a trending audio blog. So you can check those out and keep up with all the latest videos. But now we're going to go into Instagram updates. And Instagram had the most updates in January. So let's dive in. I'm going to pass it over to Jessie.
Yes, Instagram was wild. And I think what made it extra wild is that it was all taking place at the same time as TikTok, the TikTok ban. So that's just, made everyone feel a little crazy. All right, let's start with the first one. Instagram to release a new editing app. So I don't think this is out yet. I believe it comes out in the next few weeks. But the day that CapCut went down for American users was the day that Instagram's like, by the way, we're working on an app ourselves. So this one is called Edits. And from my understanding, it's going to be a very direct competitor with CapCut. So I'm actually very curious to use this when it does come to market. I think it would be useful to have another option available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what it looks like. I'm preparing myself for it to look just like CapCut.
Me too.
An exact replica.
Same. If only they would work together, but oh well. All right. And then this was probably the most controversial update from Instagram this past month, which is that it pushed out its new 4 to 5 layout. So this has actually been slowly happening for a few users the past few months, but it does seem like all of these updates are now live for everyone. And so, yeah, you would publish in a 4 to 5 layout, but heads up that in your feed, like in your profile grid, it does cut the edges. So make sure that you're not putting important information on those sides. Keep it in the middle. And actually, I would love to hear in the comments, are any of you still on a square grid? I would be curious. Are you really?
I am still on a square grid. I don't know why, but I am usually last to receive updates. So I'm sure it's coming soon.
I have updated. Maybe a controversial take. I love the 4 to 5 grid.
We do have a few people in the chat who also like it as well.
Okay, yay. My recommendation, because we've actually got this question a lot at HeyOrca, which is, should you be reformatting your social media posts for different sizes for each platform? I'll tell you what we do at HeyOrca, which is that we use 4 to 5 across all platforms, and it saves so much time. So that is our recommendation there. A lot of people missing the squares. I understand. That was like iconically Instagram. Mm-hmm. All right, here's another potentially more controversial update that Instagram has done, which is that they started to survey some users about paying for engagement. So some Instagram users have been prompted to take a survey, enabling creators and brands to pay for views, likes, and other engagement in the app. So it's not super clear as to how that will look, but my guess is that if you're paying for engagement, they're going to need to disclose it in some way, like an hashtag or like some sort of, maybe sponsor is not the right word, but I think they will need to disclose it.
Yeah, definitely. This was very weird. When I saw this come up, I'm like, what? I thought we were against this, paying for likes and engagement and all that. So I think I put this in the newsletter one day and someone responded and said, are they just going to get a bunch of bots to like your stuff? Like, what is the plan?
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Has anyone in the chat received the survey? I personally haven't.
I have not. I did see, I think someone in our Facebook group got it. And I think they said you weren't even able to exit out of it. Like you had to do it. Don't quote me on that. I think she said that, but that wouldn't surprise me because they probably are like, you need to fill it out.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Oh,
sorry, transition.
All right, so we have a few more because, like I said, there are so many Instagram updates. So I don't know when this happened. Maybe like 5-ish months ago, Instagram made views their main metric. So now there are some new metrics within that. So we have view rate, which is the percentage of your followers and non-followers who choose to watch your content over 3 seconds. And then there's also views over time, which is how many views your post has received so far compared to the average amount of views your content usually gets. So that's pretty cool. I love looking at stuff like that. So I'm for this update.
Me
It's
too.
a good one. Yeah.
More metrics, the merrier.
Exactly. And I think these are good ones to know. So we like this update. And then I don't know if any of you saw this on Adam Mazzari's, I think it was on his story when he sometimes does like those AMA sessions, but a really popular question that people always ask is like, why are they shadow banned? Or they feel like they're shadow banned? Is shadow banning real? And he pretty much says shadow banning is not real, but your account can be flagged. And he said the one way to check this is to head into your settings. There's an area called account status. And if there's anything going on with your account, it will say it right there. And if there's nothing there, that means you're not shadow banned at all. But the way he worded it, he was like, it's not real, but you could have issues with your profile. So I don't know. And then when I was reading people chatting about this, they did not believe him. So it's up to you to think whatever you want about this.
I was actually curious if the chat believes in shadow bans still or not.
Michael, you're right. Adam was very active in the last 4 weeks. And then Brenda, is anyone seeing a drop in followers? That's interesting. Yes, let me know. I have seen a few people talk about this in our Facebook group, I think, or like a drop in engagement or a drop in followers. So something's probably going on. And speaking of Adam being active, he also put on a video about how you can rank in recommendations. So this one wasn't a bad video. He was just giving us some information, but with so many recommendations popping up on people's profiles, if you want your content to pop up in those areas, it needs to have no watermarks, audio, even if it's just a video, or sorry, just a photo. He's saying to add audio to it. If it's a video, it needs to be 3 minutes or less. Original content, and your account has to be in good status. So if you're wanting your content to pop up more, you can follow those tips. And Instagram now can translate your DMs, so that's pretty cool. So you can change it to whatever preferred language you want. And this is for US-based people here. So you can now do 3-minute long reels, which this is interesting because I swear Adam Mazzari once said he wants to keep reels 90 minutes or less. So now that they're up to 3 minutes, it's just interesting. I think this obviously all comes up because of everything TikTok. They probably want to give more longer videos, but just interesting how they go back and forth all the time.
I agree. I will say personally, I prefer short ones, but that's just because I have a terrible attention span.
Me too. I think most of us do. All right. And I'll pass it back to Jessie for some meta updates.
Nice. All right. I think I've had most of the controversial updates. Here's another one. Okay, so Meta moves to a community notes model. So Meta announced that starting in the US, all Meta platforms, so that's Instagram, Threads, Facebook, etc., will be ending their third-party fact-checking program and moving to a community notes model. And this was inspired by X. So it means that Meta will allow more speech by lifting restrictions on some topics and focusing its enforcement on illegal and high-severity violations. And the announcement also mentioned that Meta will start to take a more personalized approach to political content so that if users want to see more of it on their feeds, they can. Being in Canada, this hasn't impacted me, but I'm curious for all the Americans here if you've noticed a big change in your Meta experience.
Yes, I would love to know. I see, yeah, this update, a lot of people didn't like to hear, which I definitely see. It's kind of it's a crazy move, but yeah, we're not seeing it yet on our end. So I'd love to know if you've been seeing it, if it's impacted your experience. Yes, let us know.
Mm-hmm. Another update from Meta is that Meta AI now uses more memory. So at the end of 2024, Meta AI rolled out a new feature that would remember certain details that you've shared in past chats with Meta AI. So for example, let's say that you've asked for a vegan meal. They will remember that you've asked for a vegan meal before and apply that for future information as well. And this feature will now be rolled out to Meta AI on Facebook, Messenger, and WhatsApp in the US and Canada.
Nice. I actually have not used Meta AI that much. I think I accidentally used it once on Instagram because it's like the search bar. But yeah, maybe I'll start to use it more.
Yeah.
Just tell it things about yourself.
Yeah. I also don't use it very much. Usually when I'm searching on these platforms, I'm searching just for a profile. So I don't really need an AI answer for that.
True.
All right, and now for some Threads updates.
All right, so Threads is another one that's just constantly adding new things. So Threads is going to be testing ads. So this is currently in the US and Japan, but if you're a Threads user, you may see some ads popping up in your feed. It's just in testing, so some of you may not see this, but if you do see it, let us know. And then a few more experiments they're running is when you go to make a new post, you can actually mark it as a spoiler. So if you were talking about a show or a movie, you can mark it as a spoiler so that people know before they read it. And then there's also going to be post templates. So I'd be interested to see what that looks like. But these are both in testing, so you may see it, you may not.
Jen likes the idea of a spoiler tag. Me too.
I do too. Because sometimes, like, you just accidentally see something and you're like, this just ruined everything for me. So yes, I like a spoiler tag. It is needed. Mm-hmm. And the last one is that Threads is also rolling out image tagging. So if you're ever uploading videos or photos, I guess, or videos, you can now tag your friends in them. And I'll pass it over to Jessie. I didn't realize that Jessie actually has all of the controversial ones. So yeah, I'll take it away.
I do not mind. I am quite dramatic myself. So, all right. So as you all know, in January, TikTok went dark for Americans for around 14 hours. Before it went dark, the in-app message gave a warning to users about a US law forcing the app to be temporarily unavailable. And then the message was later updated to include that President Trump had indicated that he's working on a solution. So the current state of things is that TikTok has a 75-day extension. And April 5th is the day where another decision will be made by. So we unfortunately don't have the answers. We're just watching the government make decisions like all of you. But curious, what do you think will happen to TikTok after the 75 days is up? I'm personally hoping it stays for Americans because I love all the American creators on there.
I really hope so too. But I do think it's odd though that Meta is pushing all of these new features that TikTok has because it just feels like they're like getting ready for something. I don't know. I really hope it stays though because like you said, there's a lot of really great American creators. So we want it to stay.
I also just love all the communities on there. TikTok's such a great
Mhm.
way to build communities. So
It really is. It really is. I think it will stick around. I think they'll keep doing extensions. I can see that. Yeah, it will just get extended for another 75 days. Right.
The other TikTok update this month was that it launched a 2025 marketing calendar, which basically you can tailor to whatever region you're in. Personally, we haven't started using this at HeyOrca, but I'm curious if anyone in the chat has taken a deep dive into this update yet.
I did look at it. I can't remember what region. Like, I think they had most regions in here, but it was actually pretty cool. It had like a ton of different dates and things like that, depending on where you're from. So it was cool. I liked it.
Oh, I see a comment. The marketing calendar was wrong. Interesting. All right. Yeah. Let us know if anyone else has noticed some errors. I'll be curious. But if it's version 1, I'm sure they're still updating.
True.
All right. Now to X.
So a few X updates. So X is launching a video tab. So this is not surprising. I feel like pretty much every social platform that wasn't really video focused now is. So they now have a video tab. But I'd love to know, 1, are you using X? And 2, if you're using it, do you find yourself watching videos, or do you feel still more like you just want to read posts? I feel like X still in my head is Twitter, and I wouldn't go there to watch videos, but I don't know. So we'll see how it goes, but pretty much every app is doing this. So I do understand why they introduced it. Not using it. Yeah, I've seen there's a lot of people who have moved away from it. And that was it for X. But now we'll go on to YouTube. So just one for YouTube. So YouTube is testing a floating play something button. So let me know if you see this on your account. Some of you may. Kind of like on Netflix, how if you don't know what to watch, you can just say play something and it will play something that they think you'll like. So if you ever feel like that on YouTube, this will solve your problem. So now you can just say play something, and I can just see this turning into such a big YouTube hole of like one thing, and then you're just hooked and you're just like clicking every video on the side. So yeah, good update. We like this one. Yep. All right, now back to Jessie.
All right, LinkedIn. So LinkedIn releases updated top badge requirements. Going forward, those who earn a top voice badge will have it for a default period of 6 months. This is nice because it seemed pretty easy before to, like if you gained it, you could also lose it pretty easily. So it's nice that now you have access to it for 6 months. I'm curious if there's anyone in the chat who is still very focused on getting a top voice badge. I know to me, it feels like they're going in style and out of style, and it's like this constant flux of whether people want a top voice badge or not. I don't know, Alyssa, do you still have yours?
No, I lost it a long time ago. I had it for a little bit, but I find with LinkedIn, it's like I go through different times of like I'm active, and then maybe for a month I'm not so active. So I can't keep it up.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, Jen, that's so interesting. So this would, I don't know what I was going to say, so never mind. Let's do some Blue Sky updates, everyone. All right, so one exciting thing is that Blue Sky adds trending topics. So if you're a Blue Sky user, you can now see which topics are trending on the app. By the way, I just looked this up yesterday. The platform has reached 30 million users, and this is up by 5 million from the last time we reported on it. So it is growing quite a lot. I did notice some Blue Sky comments in the chat as well. So it's exciting. Maybe Alyssa, I can spill the beans. So we are considering a Blue Sky webinar.
We're giving you a behind the scenes little look here.
Yeah, so I think it will be in April if we do have this webinar. If you have any questions about Blue Sky, feel free to send them to Alyssa or in our Facebook group. Yeah, stay tuned for details there. All right, the other, much like Other social media platforms, Blue Sky adds a video tab. So after adding the specific video feed last week, Blue Sky now has a dedicated video tab on user profiles to help direct more traffic to video content. I kind of love this. I think it's also just easier for social media managers to create one video across many platforms and just share it. So might as well.
Agreed.
Okay, and another very exciting news is that HeyOrca is working on a Blue Sky integration. And so yes, you've heard it here first. We haven't actually announced this from what I know to anyone else. So yeah, coming soon. In the meantime, we do have notification publishing, so you can still plan and organize in your calendar, but you have to post manually for now. But soon it will be automated posting, which is very exciting.
Yay. All right, now some other industry updates. There really wasn't that many, I think just 2. So Getty Images and Shutterstock actually merged in January. So they have now merged together and they have a value of 3.7 billion, which is crazy. And if you're a Reddit user, Reddit launched something called Answers. So this feature will get you answers, perspectives, and recommendations through generative AI. So that's pretty cool. Also, speaking of Reddit, we're going to be having a Reddit webinar, which we've never had ever. So we're very excited. We do have someone who is from Reddit is coming on the webinar. His name is Don. And since this is a whole new webinar topic for us, similar to Blue Sky, if you have any parts of Reddit that you want to learn about, maybe like how you can start growing your community there, best practices for stuff like that, send them over to me. You can message me on our Facebook group, or you can send me an email, alyssa@heyorca.com, or on LinkedIn. Let me know what you want to learn, because we definitely want to make sure we're tailoring it to what you actually want to learn. So definitely send over to us. I think this webinar will be happening in March, I believe. So stay tuned to our newsletter. That's where we release all of our webinars. So if you have any Blue Sky or Reddit recommendations on what you want to learn, send them over.
I imagine you're about to get a big influx of questions about Reddit. So.
No, good. We want that. Please,
yes.
Please. And speaking of webinars, we also have another bonus webinar next week on Tuesday. So this is actually going to be run by Lyle. And I know a lot of you know Lyle. She is such a fun webinar host. And next week, she's actually on both webinars. The one on Tuesday, that's our HeyOrca webinar, and on Thursday. So it's a really good week. So if you want to come hang out with Lyle Tuesday, she is going to be going over how to make custom reports in HeyOrca. So we will send the link to that if you want to register. I have it here.
Oh,
Lyle
just put it.
Yeah. Yay. Okay, so if and custom reports are very cool. I'm just going to let you know. So you want to come to this webinar and learn all about them. And it's Lyle, who's like the best teacher.
And Naomi, for those who know Naomi. Yeah, lots of great people.
It's going to be a good crew. So definitely come hang out and learn about custom reports. All right, now let me see if we missed anything here. I think we may be good. I think we're good. So if you have anything to add that you want us to cover for those topics, send them over and we will take note of all of those different topics.
Just a quick reminder about our polls. So you can win a gift card if you answer the poll, but an even easier way to win, because less people participate, is by creating a post on LinkedIn. So I would do both personally, but double the odds if you do both.
Definitely do both. Why not? Why not? You could maybe win both. You never know. It's a random selection.
It's true.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Fingers crossed for our next social roundup webinar. There are less updates, and
hopefully
it's not as heavy. So we hope you feel more caught up, and we will see you next week.
Amazing. Awesome. Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Bye.